So I want the city to get back into its lane, to be focused on the core issues of public safety, cleanliness, ending street homelessness, improving basic infrastructure, and addressing our code enforcement issues. So I ran on a message of focus and on a message of accountability.
新科圣荷西市长马汉在2023年1月1日上任前，特别与华裔媒体召开一场记者会。一开场他就强调，在上任后将以这5个核心问题进行改革。马汉感谢这次市长选举亚裔的支持，并希望未来能借由媒体与民众互动，倾听社区的需求。对于社会大众最关心的游民问题，他表达了自己的看法。
I've argued that we need to learn from cities like New York, Boston, Chicago. Those cities have harsh winters. And what that harsh winter has forced them to do is to build more basic shelter because they can't leave anyone outside. They have to be more practical. They build basic shelter. And I think that we can use something called prefabricated modular units to give people their own little room with a door that locks. I think privacy, the dignity of a room makes sense, but we need to be doing it at much less, $100,000 or less a door, not $1 million per door. And we need to do it at scale, and we need to spread it out not just across San Jose, but across our entire county.
要解决游民问题，不只是提供住宿这一项，戒毒康复中心床位不足，医疗、治安都是环环相扣。他可以了解，没人希望这些设施建立在自家后院，但是只有社区一起努力，互相包容，将游民带离街道，才有机会改善现状。
Because having people outside with severe addiction and mental illness that's going untreated is unsafe. It harms our small businesses. It adds to so many other costs and problems in our community. So to me, those are the 3 legs of the stool. More basic shelter, many more units to get people safely housed indoors at a lower cost. Inpatient treatment for addiction and mental illness. And then the care court concept to compel, and Laura's Law is another example of this, to get people inside.
一般人谈到圣荷西，就联想到它是矽谷 Silicon Valley 的首都，科技重镇和创新的代名词。但其实矽谷只是一个统称，它并不是一个实际的区域或城市。它包含旧金山南部到圣荷西市中心以及东湾部分地区。所以像苹果总部坐落在圣荷西隔壁的城市 Cupertino， 谷歌总部在 Mountain View， 脸书的总部在 Menlo Park， 都并不是在圣荷西市里。所以矽谷首都这块招牌带给圣荷西是一个外人无法理解的负担。
We were built as a suburban bedroom community, a residential city, for the job centers on the peninsula. We are the only major city in America, despite how big we are, biggest city in the Bay Area, 3rd biggest in the state, 10th biggest in the country. We're the only big city in America whose daytime population, number of people in the city during the day, actually shrinks. In San Francisco, the daytime population goes up by 50%. People go into work. Palo Alto, same thing. Our population shrinks. So all that tax revenue, property and sales tax revenue, doesn't flow to San Jose. It goes to Palo Alto and Mountain View and Cupertino and Sunnyvale and Santa Clara. That's why those cities feel like they have better services, better roads, more police. So those cities, believe it or not, have anywhere from 25 to 40% more tax revenue per capita, per person, than we do. Most people don't know this. It's a little complicated to explain. People don't like numbers and statistics. It's a little bit complex, but that to me is the single biggest defining feature and limitation related to the services your city hall provides. That and our very large unfunded pension liability, which is a whole other story. But what all that says to me is this. If San Jose wants to provide services and staffing at the levels that we need, we must be a business-friendly city that brings jobs to our downtown, to North San Jose, to Edenvale, the small parts of our city that are still available for jobs, for employers.
所以当谈到治安问题，圣荷西警力不足，最主要的原因竟然是因为预算不足。虽然马汉承诺上任后会尽力争取15到20名警员，但是或许你会质疑，每年圣荷西市府花在一位游民身上的成本就要65000元。建造 Room Key 计划，提供游民暂时性收容旅馆，以及 Home Key 计划已经花了数亿元。 为什么没有钱雇佣更多警力？最主要还是预算的来源及分配。
This approach of building brand new housing for the homeless at $1 million a door, the community doesn't support it. I ran against it, but most of the current elected officials still think it's the right approach. And by the way, many of them are supported and funded by the entities, the affordable housing developers who are making that housing. So part of it, to be fair to them, part of it is we've made building very expensive. So we should be clear about this. I don't want to oversimplify. Even a for-profit, market rate developer who's going to a bank to get a loan to build market rate housing, their cost of construction in San Jose and most of our region is easily $700,000 a door.
至于有媒体问到现任圣荷西议员中，在选举期间几乎都是支持另外一位候选人 Cindy Chavez。日前针对第8和第10选区议员空缺是否举办特别选举补选，也遭议会以7-4的投票结果与他意见相左。未来是否会被议会孤立，马汉则回应民意才是决定一切，他会尽全力与议员沟通，并协助议员为地方服务，但是原则性问题他不会妥协。
I will not compromise on my core values because the people elected me for a reason. The community elected me to champion focus, pragmatic, cost-effective solutions, and accountability for measurable results. That's what I ran on. And I can't waver on that. And in the long run, the good news is this. In our system of government, it takes time. Sometimes it takes multiple elections. But good ideas and the ideas that the community, the public, support ultimately prevail. They may not prevail right away, but our next mayor, which will now, turns out will be me, has the opportunity to be there for up to 10 years. Every 2 years, half of our city council is up for election. There's time to change the direction we're going in as long as the community stays engaged and holds us accountable.
亚裔族群占圣荷西人口的38%，虽然10位议员中并没有亚裔代表，马汉则计划推进市府职员族裔多元化，填补目前12%的职务空缺。对于这2年 HR 黑的问题，他则支持目前圣县检察长的做法，确保仇视案件能得到起诉。现场也有一位6年级学生提出，是否能降低课后教学费用，让许多双薪家庭学生下课后既可以多学习，也能减轻家长负担。
Good questions. I think we might have a future mayor here. In my view, and this is not my decision to make, but we could organize to push our school districts to do something like this. I would like to see us reduce our administrative costs, pay our teachers more, but have higher expectations for our teachers, including a longer school day and more performance measurement. The teachers whose students learn the most and are the most engaged and get the most out of it should get paid more. And the teachers whose students don't learn at all probably should find a different job. So I think we need to change the way that we run our schools. We're stuck with a very old model, and we need to innovate in our education system. So that's something we can push for. I think your teachers should be paid more, but I think your teachers should probably stay on campus until 5 o'clock. And should have the support to help run after-school programs.
本次记者会是由向上中文学院校长，同时也是侨务委员李汉文主持。他对新任市长马汉的政治理念相当认同，也讲出自己在选举期间因为支持马汉遇到的状况。
Okay, do you know? Take a big sign in our corner yard, front yard.
Yes.
Got thrown away for several times. Some people come to my house, okay, come to my front yard, and pull out and throw away in the bushes several times, okay? Every time when I went back, why the sign disappeared? I didn't look for it.
整个媒体见面会历时超过2个小时，马汉全程面带微笑，耐心回答所有问题。现年40岁，哈佛大学第1名毕业。仅2年圣荷西市议员行政资历的他，爆冷门击败了政坛老将58岁的 Cindy Chavez。这背后确实也代表着圣荷西市民对台面上的政客不这么信任。 即将走马上任的他，是否能为圣荷西带来新的气象，让我们拭目以待。以上世界日报记者熊一山在南湾圣荷西的采访报道。